The emotional fallout. Hi, I'm Debbie. Melissa taking a toll on homes, the landscape, and jobs, on top of taking lives. But the hurricane also creating a mental health crisis, as we hear in this report.
In how they are able to get up and operate on a daily basis, and how they are able to relate to each other, to themselves. I mean, it's so vast, Anthony, that I don't even know where to start.
The toll of Melissa on mental health. Kai Morgan, a clinical psychologist, grappling with another kind of disaster aftermath.
The biggest mental health problem is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Which looks like what?
Which looks like having flashbacks of the event, avoiding things that relate to the event. I spoke to a man this weekend that doesn't want to shower because of the impact, just the sounds, having a hypervigilance, so meaning that you're extra watchful and careful. The rain starts to fall and you get jumpy.
All of which can lead to, she says, depression, sadness, anxiety, the signs of an inability to cope on a daily basis, and ultimately PTSD. Morgan's been on the ground speaking with hurricane survivors.
There are things that are coming from even the trauma of not even the hurricane itself, but the impact, like the offshoots. So people are scared in the dark, who's gonna come in to hurt me. So they're not sleeping well.
And what does that medical intervention look like? How does that play out?
It has to be continuous care. So right now, we have been a little bit more focused on psychological first aid, which really means that we're just kind of looking at what are the needs and kind of giving them some very quick coping tools, or hearing them out, such as things like grounding, because a lot of the times when you're feeling the trauma and the impact of the trauma, it takes you away from the present. You're gone back into the past, thinking about what happened during the hurricane. So it's kind of those coping tools to kind of hold you here, mindfulness techniques, simple things. It could be music, it could be dancing, it could be anything, right, that works for you. But we're also recognizing the need now to move into ongoing psychological care.
What about medication?
Medication may be necessary for some people, that is for sure.
First responders hearing survivors' fears and concerns loud and clear. Many not shy to open up about their need for help.
What I think has happened is that it's such a collective trauma that everybody feels okay, like I can talk about this and what it's making me feel because this is so big.
Signs of that visible on faces in the first days after Melissa hit. Faces registering what they just went through and what's still in store beginning to sink in. What happens if you bottle it up?
It gets worse. Headaches, tummy aches, and things especially that you're not accustomed to. Or if you had them, they've gotten worse. But it's for sure gonna come out in some way, shape, or form.
What was the common thread running through a lot of the feedback from hurricane victims?
That they were all feeling the impact no matter what. If one had a window damage versus one had the whole house blow down, that they were all feeling it and they were in it together. Even if their community wasn't so together before, that we need to come together because we're not going to do it alone.
So when you were on the ground in hurricane-affected areas, did you get a sense of an emerging mental health crisis?
I did. I really did. The first week, it was more, okay, we are hearing a lot of, well, we have life, we give thanks, we're grateful. But there are also now, like, the reality is there. The reality is there that, okay, it's week 3, I don't have anything to eat, I don't have any money to build back my home. I don't have a job. I don't have my little corner store that I used to have. The things like that. It's those realities are really beginning to kick in.
Jamaica with a history of trauma. People will have to deal with this, but is that on top of a pre-existing mental health problem in Jamaica?
Yes, it is. It is definitely. So the issue of trauma has shown its head for us way before.
Going back to colonial history.
Intergenerational trauma that has kind of just bled into how we operate, how we deal with each other. It's how we do the work. It's our work ethic. It's our, our relationship ethics and how we get through and solve problems and conflict resolution. Those are where the little things kind of come out that show you that there is a long-standing chronic problem that was there.
But she sees people responding to crises like COVID and now Melissa with an increased willingness to at least share their feelings and fears. Call it collective healing.
What we're looking to and what I'm seeing with some of the call for this community spirit and for this kind of coming together, I'm kind of thinking, what are we going to do with that? How is that going to manifest and shift and what is it going to turn out into? And can we think about how we're going to encourage and promote that?
But is it the tip of the iceberg? Are things going to get worse before they get better?
I think so. I really think so.
Job insecurity, a looming crisis because of Melissa, and health professionals stretched as to how to respond.
Is there another way that we can look at? You don't have this job, but what can we, helping them to kind of open their minds, because sometimes they get shocked. They're in shock, so they're not moving. They're like helpless, like they don't know what to do next and so on. So the role of the psychologist can also help with, let's probe a little bit more. Let's think about some of the options. What is there for you, to create a livelihood.
Do you feel helpless sometimes?
Of course, absolutely, absolutely. You feel like you don't touch enough, like you're not doing enough,
What do people need right now?
They need somebody who cares and listens to them. That's what they need. That's what all of them wanted. Just need somebody to just listen to us, hear us, care, show that they care. We want to connect with people.